Manila is the capital of the Philippines. It is one of 17 cities and municipalities that make up what is called Metro Manila. It is located on the eastern shores of Manila Bay, directly west of the National Capital Region on the western side of Luzon, and is one of the focal centers of the thriving urban area inhabited by about 14 million people. The city itself contains about 100 parks. Manila occupies an area of 38.55 square kilometers and is the second most populous city in the Philippines after Quezon City, the former national capital. This urban area is the second most densely populated urban area in Southeast Asia. This city is considered an economic, political, social and educational center, and it is also a major international port. The city of Manila is located on the coast of Manila Bay at the mouth of the Pasig River in Luzon. It is about 950 kilometers southeast of Hong Kong and about 2,400 kilometers north of Jakarta. Manila is located in the plains of the low Pasig River, where this river empties into the China Sea through a wide channel inside Manila Bay. The river water throws silt into the plain. The city of Manila exists on this layer of silt and on land reclaimed from seawater. The city's land level is only a few meters above sea level. Much of the city lies on formerly submerged areas, filled in to build housing for the growing population. There are the cities of Caloocan and Navotas in the north of Manila, Quezon City in the northeast, the cities of San Juan and Mandaluyong in the east, and the cities of Pasay and Makati in the southeast. Manila's climate is humid and tropical, characterized by wet and dry seasons. The humid climate lasts from June to November, and the dry climate lasts from December to May. The hottest months are April and May, and the coldest months are January and February. Temperatures vary from month to month, and nights are usually pleasant due to the blowing of land and sea breezes. The most humid months. July and August, and the driest months are April and May. The city protects the Sierra Madre Mountains and the mountains of the Bataan Peninsula from typhoons west of Manila Bay. Manila is considered a distinguished location as a maritime port, as it has a protected port close to the fertile agricultural areas of central and northern Luzon population. For centuries ago, Manila was a strip of small villages within a walled port on Manila Bay, and its population was Muslim. Manila turned into a vibrant and active city, attracting immigrants from all over the Philippines who came to it in search of work, education, and trade. This led to a rapid increase in population, especially during the 20th century. Over the course of this century, Manila's population increased from 220,000 to nearly 2 million, and its population density increased from 5,200 people per square kilometer to 25,000 people. Manila is considered one of the largest cities in the Philippines in terms of population density, and there is no special regulation for distribution. Population. The Tonda area is considered the busiest area, because its proximity to the lands adjacent to the water attracted citizens in search of job or trade opportunities. As for the port area, it is considered less dense than other areas. In general, the people in Manila are considered young due to the high birth rate, large family size, and low death rate. The natural rate of population increase is 3% per year. Although the majority of them are of Filipino origin, the percentage of Chinese is about 6%, and foreign citizens, including Americans, Europeans, and some residents of Central Asia, constitute 3%. Manila is 92% Catholic. The percentage of Protestants is 2% and Buddhists are 2%. Manila has an intractable housing problem, but the government has built apartments to help the city's poor. Many are still immigrants. They are getting their hands on public land due to high construction costs and lack of vacant land. 40% of families own their own homes, but the majority rent homes on a monthly rental basis. There are 4 types of residential buildings in Manila: single-family house, maisonette, bungalow, and Filipino barong house. A house intended for a family is considered one of the largest and best equipped. The rich, as well as families with incomes above the average, live in this type of house, while those who cannot pay the costs to build a house rent apartments. The government offers home loans to those who can pay for mortgage. Poor people live in the homes of the barong. Built of simple materials and with few modern amenities, this type of home is common in the densely populated areas of Tonda and San Nicolas. The buildings in Manila reflect Malay, Spanish, American and Chinese influences. There are influences of Spanish and American architectural styles in residential buildings in the Emita and Melatay areas, as well as similar influences in churches, schools, government buildings, and meeting rooms. These buildings are made of strong materials, such as steel, cement, blank brick, tiles, zinc-coated iron roofs, and hardwood. Manila was a Muslim country and was called Amanullah before the Spanish arrived there in 1571 AD. It was ruled at that time by 2 princes, Suleiman and Matinda. Another prince named Raja Lakangela also ruled another village in the northern part of the Pasig River. The rich region of Manila beyond the coast lured Captain Miguel Lopez Legazpi, commander of the Spanish expedition to the east. In 1571 AD, Captain Legazpi concluded a formal treaty of friendship with Princes Suleiman, Matinda and Lakangela, and formed a municipal council consisting of 2 governors and 12 councillors and secretaries. On June 10, 1574, King Philip II of Spain issued a royal decree naming the city of Manila the Distinguished and Ever-Loyal City. In 1595 AD, Manila became the capital of the archipelago. The site of Old Manila during Spanish rule was near the mouth of the Pasig River. The city was surrounded by a wall, so it was called the Walled City at that time. Scattered outside the city were villages, each of which was ruled by a leader and had a market. When their rule became stronger, the Spaniards began building churches and schools inside the walled city as well as outside near the markets, and this helped spread the Catholic doctrine. The building of Manila extended beyond the walls to accommodate new churches. The old villages developed into commercial and residential centers that became areas that now belong to Manila. The Augustinian monk André de Urdaneta, who accompanied the Spanish campaign in 1565 AD, began spreading Christianity when he founded several churches, monasteries and schools. The city's San Agustin Church is considered one of the oldest churches in Manila. Manila was suffering from serious internal and external problems for many periods during Spanish rule. The Chinese revolted against the Spaniards in the years 1600, 1609, and 1645 AD, and indigenous people in other regions of the country also revolted against the arbitrary regime practiced by some government officials. The British occupied Manila from 1762 AD to 1764 AD, during the 7 Years' War, but they returned the city to the Spanish after signing a peace treaty between them. There was a great development in the field of public building construction, transportation, and trade during the 18th and 19th centuries AD. Gates to the city were built between 1781 AD and 1783 AD.
Until 1764, during the 7 Years' War, Manila was occupied by the British. However, they returned the city to Spanish control after signing a peace treaty. Significant developments in public buildings, transportation, trade, and commerce took place in the 18th and 19th centuries. City gates were constructed between 1781 and 1783. Manila opened to international trade in 1832, and the opening of the Suez Canal in 1869 improved the city's commercial situation. The first telegraph line and railway connecting Manila to Dagupan were established in 1872. The first water supply network for residents was implemented in 1882. Manila was also a center for the Philippine Revolution, which began in 1896 under the leadership of Andres Bonifacio. Bonifacio formed a secret society in his village near Manila called Katipunan, which was discovered by the authorities who declared martial law in Manila on August 30, 1896. Manila was one of the 6 regions that rose up against the Spanish, and the 8 rays in the current Philippine flag represent this event. The American fleet defeated the Spanish fleet in the Battle of Manila Bay in 1898. Subsequently, the American forces occupied the city and established a military government that lasted until August 7, 1901. The Philippine Commission then approved a new charter for Manila. During World War II, 1939 to 1945, Manila became an open city, and Philippine and American armed forces withdrew from it. The Japanese occupied Manila in January 1942, and the city did not suffer greatly during the Japanese invasion but was heavily damaged when American forces recaptured it in February 1945. Manila was rebuilt with assistance from the United States. Manila is a part of Metro Manila, also known as the Greater Manila Area. This area is governed by a 5-member board. Metro Manila consists of 4 major cities and 13 small cities, each with a mayor or governor. Manila and Quezon City are among the largest cities in this area. The city of Manila is governed by a mayor, vice mayor, and 36 councilors who are elected by the city's voters. The mayor or governor serves as the executive head. Each administrative division in the city has its own responsible head. The city council has legislative powers and the authority to collect taxes. The Justice Department oversees the office of the prosecutor, while the Supreme Court supervises the city's courts. There are 6 districts, each represented by a senator or congressman. Manila has some of the best healthcare facilities in the Eastern Visayas region, with several free hospitals and health centers providing medical services. There are also government-run hospitals in the city, including the Philippine General Hospital, San Lazaro Hospital, Children's Hospital and Maternity Hospital, as well as private hospitals and clinics. Law and order are maintained by law enforcement officers in the Capitol Police Command. The Greater Manila Area, in collaboration with the central government, provides free education in primary and secondary schools, as well as educational facilities for disabled children, orphans, and adult learners. The area is also served by a university, and there are institutes for higher education in Manila, including the University of Santo Tomas, founded in 1611, which is older than Harvard University in the United States.